oh, it's getting shaky. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave. I got 20 real estate properties. You.
Especially the men who claim to be like alpha red pill. That end up getting like the most emotional about it. You lied. It was funny you lied. That's why people reacted.
A couple of years back, I made a video called Agent Zero's Triumphant Rise on YouTube. Agent commented on this video and wrote, "Like a trip down memory lane. Appreciate the words, bro." As a fan of Playback and being a small YouTuber at the time, I was extremely happy that he commented. While we wait the return of Playback, let's take another trip down memory lane. But this time, let's relive some of the craziest battles between Playback and Fresh&Fit. Many channels including Alba and Preach, DJ Academics, and many more battled Fresh&Fit leading up to their permanent demonetization on the YouTube platform. But today's video will focus on Playback's contribution to exposing Fresh&Fit as the liars, frauds, scammers, and hypocrites they are. Agent and Lo reacted to and exposed Fresh&Fit so their audience would hopefully never become anything like Myron and Walter. The messed up thing is that even though Fresh&Fit are still demonetized on YouTube, to this day, they are still actively abusing YouTube's copyright system. They are still claiming any video that uses content from their podcast, even if it's under fair use. Just 2 weeks ago, a Cheetos Fresh&Fit video was claimed. Fresh&Fit are all about freedom of speech when they want to be anti-Semitic, racist, and misogynistic, but are completely against other people speaking freely about how they are frauds and scammers. Abusing the copyright claiming process is one of the reasons they were kicked out of the YouTube Partner Program in the first place. So it's crazy that they are still using the exact same tactic to silence anyone who challenges their opinions. I guess this is why they are still demonetized to this day. But let's get into how from 2021 up until today, Playback has been exposing Myron and Walter for who they really are time and time again. Playback and Fresh&Fit are two creator duos who give their opinions on the internet, but their similarities end there. Playback is made up of Dean and Marcel, aka Agent Zero and Legend of Winning. Agent originally started off as a 2K gaming YouTuber on his channel Agent Zero Gaming, and later joined the YouTube group Any Means Possible, or AMP for short. You might have heard of Kai Sinet, another member of AMP. Agent later created an additional channel called Agent Zero, and now also streams on Twitch. Agent's original clip channel was called The Agency, and he now uploads clips onto another channel called Agent Zero Everything. Lo started out as an NBA commentary YouTuber on his channel Legend of Winning, and later created two additional channels called Foot on the Line and The Low Post. I believe Lo and Agent originally met on a basketball podcast around 2016 and became friends. They started the peer-to-peer podcast together in January of 2020, where no subject was off limits. In April 2020, Agent and Lo started reacting to trending videos on Agent's channel.
On the podcast, when I said we were best friends and you said Robert was your best friend, I was like,
Oh, if a nigga get jealous of somebody else's best friend.
I'm like, yo, how come you can't have two best friends, man?
But you my brother, though.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? You my brother from another mother.
Listen to a song real quick.
Flexing on my exes, acting reckless, 100 on my left wrist, and my necklace.
I'm flexing.
Whoa!
Flexing.
That shit was worse than I thought, Lo.
I ain't gonna lie.
It's not worse than you thought.
Then in December 2020, the two decided to create a new channel specifically for these reactions called Playback.
No.
Give me a kiss. I can't. Yo, it's the one and only Legend of Winning, aka Lo. We back with another Playback.
If you Google Fresh&Fit, this is what comes up. Fresh&Fit is a self-improvement podcast. We help men become better with dating/game, fitness, social media, and finances. Order Myron's new book, Why Women Deserve Less, here. I'll just let that speak for itself. The podcast began as a part of the manosphere, men's rights, and red pill movements. You might think that Fresh&Fit's opinions are grift or rage bait, but here's how you know they're not, and they are actually being dead ass.
Men can't have preferences. If you say anything that holds women accountable for their poor fucking decisions. A lot of you motherfuckers are jellyfish. No fucking spine. And that's the reason why a lot of you motherfuckers are fat, triple chin, neck bearded, pieces of shit, fucking dorks with no money, and no one fucking respects you because you motherfuckers don't stand for nothing. If I stand with Fresh, I die with Fresh. It is what it is. It is what it is, you motherfuckers. Oh shit, it's getting shaky. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave. I got 20 fucking real estate properties so I can tell motherfuckers, fuck you. My net worth is over $6 fucking million. I get money residually. I don't fucking need to do this shit, and I don't need to fucking sell my soul. I stand with my fucking friends, period.
Also, if Fresh&Fit was rage bait, they wouldn't be trying to strike down YouTube channels who disagree with them. If Fresh&Fit is about male empowerment, then what is this?
That's a bag of trash, dude. Pull your f***ing shirt
Because
off
I've
and
been-
tell me you're f***ing proud
Because
of yourself.
I've been to f***ing prison?
Jesus Christ,
Because
look
I've been
at
to
you,
prison?
bro. You got 10-inch arms and tits. Men don't have tits.
The Fresh and Fit podcast is hosted by Myron Gaines, aka Fit, and Walter Weeks, aka FreshPin CEO, or Fresh. They created their podcast in October of 2020 and had conversations about fitness, dating, and gender roles. If you aren't familiar with Fresh and Fit, a better description of their podcast is they invite like 10 women to sit at their table, and for an hour straight, they spew a bunch of nonsense and L takes. If any of the women disagree, they will cut them off to tell them how worthless and useless women are. And sometimes they'll even rage and kick them out of the room. Basically, Fresh and Fit walked so Andrew Tate could run. In order to sell their online courses and profit off of impressionable young men, Myron and Walter have convinced their audience that adopting their ideologies is the only way to succeed as a man. The biggest way they push this is by promoting the idea that there has been a huge decline in the character of women, or as they call them, modern women. In my opinion, there's some pretty interesting characters in the world right now, male and female. Out of the almost 4 billion women in the world right now, only a tiny percentage are actually the IG models and OnlyFans models Fresh and Fit claim to hate so much. I say this because Myron says the decline of women is so bad that the majority of women shouldn't have the right to vote anymore. Also, if they truly hated these, as they call them, clout-hungry modern women, wouldn't it be a lot easier to just stop only associating with these categories of women? If Fresh and Fit fans stopped listening to the podcast and buying online courses, and actually put effort into finding a woman in real life, they would realize there's plenty of women to choose from who aren't anything like Fresh and Fit describe all women to be like. Also, if I had a dime for every time my wife had to block a creator after they got mad at me for making a video on them and tried to slide into her DMs, I'd have 2 dimes. So if all women were clout-hungry modern women, she would have broken up with me a long time ago and never would have married me after that happened. But I guess by Fresh and Fit's logic, my wife is just a myth. Playback gives a male perspective on the internet's most trending videos. They will clown both males or females when they talk crazy in the clips they react to.
When nobody says,
Yeah,
I
I've been
bring,
working since
you
I
know
was
what,
about that age as
you have to
well.
understand, a woman bring life, y'all don't. So I need a man to be like,
How y'all get that life, man?
Like,
what do you mean?
How you get that
we
life?
create.
What do you mean?
How do you get that life?
Go in the hospital and get a sperm donor. You don't need a man.
You still need a man.
You still need a man.
See, that's that mentality
No, it's
right
not
there.
that.
I don't
You
need a
need-
man.
listen,
You heard her.
listen.
You heard her. I don't need a man.
Listen to what
Like,
I'm
You
saying.
need a man's
You need a
chromosome.
physical woman to bear a child for you.
And y'all need
No,
a
we
physical
don't. We need
sperm.
sperm.
Where does it come
I
from?
was gonna say, that's for right now. Give it to
From
me.
a man.
My God! Whoa, why is she fighting this? Nigga, why is she fighting this?
Bro, where does the hospital get it from?
A man!
Why is she being this stubborn? What the fuck is going on?
That's crazy. She's arguing something that's like biologically true. Where do you get it from? Dick. No, I get it from a hospital. Where do I get it from? A hospital. Why are you yelling about this? You're trying so hard to be right even though you're wrong.
Playback tries to see both perspectives of any argument they react to, but will call out any hypocrisy they hear. This is completely different from Fresh and Fit, who will spaz out every time a woman opens her mouth, whether her points are valid or not. And if a woman's points are valid, she's immediately kicked off the podcast. The only women they let speak on their podcast are yes women who agree with everything they say and will disrespect women as well. Sneeko even tried to go back and forth with Agent and Low, accusing them of holding back with their opinions and hiding their true red pill feelings. But in response, Agent and Low were pretty much like, no, we're really not, but okay. Fresh and Fit have been in an endless list of controversies, which isn't surprising because their entire platform is built on controversial opinions. They were permanently demonetized on YouTube in August of 2023, violating community guidelines by repeatedly submitting false copyright strikes to try to permanently terminate entire YouTube channels for calling them out. They also repeatedly violated TOS with their misogynistic, anti-Semitic, and racist ideologies. From then on, Fresh and Fit was unable to make any money on YouTube, so they started streaming on Rumble. On top of their controversial misogynistic views, Fresh and Fit have also been called out for inviting far-right political commentators onto their podcast, repeatedly sharing anti-Semitic behaviors and opinions, and for giving anti-Semitic commentators a platform on their show. On the other hand, Playback has never really been in any huge controversy. The only scandal they've been in was when Lowe's ex-girlfriend exposed him on Twitter for cheating on her. Now, I obviously don't agree with cheating, and it's a terrible thing to do, but if there are any Fresh and Fit fans in the comments that think this makes Lowe anywhere near as controversial as Fresh and Fit, you can type your comments here. But let's see how this whole beef between Playback and Fresh and Fit even started in the first place. In 2020, Playback uploaded a video calling out Walter and Fresh and Fit for lying about attending an NBA party as a way to advertise his online course. This Playback video has since been removed by Fresh and Fit themselves after they submitted a false copyright strike against Playback's channel. If you're not familiar with YouTube's terms and conditions, if you receive 3 copyright strikes, there's a huge chance that your channel will be permanently terminated and wiped from the platform. After Playback's video went live, Fresh and Fit uploaded an hour-long stream violating and making fun of Agent and Lowe in a now deleted YouTube video. Lowe was able to download this video before Fresh and Fit deleted it. Fresh and Fit deleted this video of them bullying Playback in fear that Playback would see the video after receiving the false copyright strike and retaliate. Just like Playback reacted to Fresh and Fit, Myron and Walter reacted to Playback's content in the video, making fun of them. By deleting the video, Playback had nothing to copyright claim on Fresh and Fit's channel. It's also pretty hilarious because when Fresh and Fit made their hour-long video about Playback, they didn't know that Agent and Lowe had other YouTube channels besides Playback that were all way bigger than Fresh and Fit. So they thought that they were punching down on smaller creators and calling them a couple of nobodies, when in reality, Agent and Lowe were actually way more famous and successful than they were. They eventually realized their mistake and waited until they surpassed Playback in subscribers. Then they went back to Playback's video about them and left this comment saying, "You two made a big mistake. Triple Chin Lard Boy and the guy that hasn't been in a barbershop for 2.5 years are going to get cooked on our podcast. You two done goofed. 290k subs in 9 months. Hold this L once again." Keep in mind, Agent and Lowe still had more subscribers than them on their other channels at this point, and still do today. On December 8th, 2021, Playback uploaded a video called Fresh and Fit tried to delete our channel. In this video, Agent and Lowe explained how Fresh and Fit copyright striked their channel and got 3 videos about Fresh and Fit permanently removed. They talk about how wrong it is for Fresh and Fit to take advantage of YouTube's flawed copyright system, which allows people to robotically detect and manually claim any video that uses their content, regardless of if it's protected under fair use or not. The only way to remove these claims is by manually disputing them, but as soon as a video is robotically claimed, it is immediately suppressed in the YouTube algorithm. Even if the claim is removed, the video views usually remain pretty low. Agent says that in his entire decade on YouTube, he's never gone through anything like this. He talks about how Pretty Boy Fredo and Keemstar have started controversy with him in the past, but they came to a resolution and never tried to strike his channel like Fresh and Fit did. He also says that he would never strike a channel for reacting to any of his content because it's under fair use. He says he could easily strike Fresh and Fit back, but he'd never stoop down to their level just for the sake of content. Lowe says this is exactly why YouTube shouldn't have removed the dislike button, because now people like Fresh and Fit can control the narrative around them and silence any opposition with copyright strikes and hidden dislikes.
Fresh and Fit trying to get us out of here, my boys. This is also a warning to other channels out there as well. If y'all run into any complications, please be on the lookout, because it seems like they are trying to silence a lot of people and make sure all your channels, your videos are removed about them.
I found a video of Fresh lying about some NBA party he'd been to and how an NBA player helped get him some pussy. And he bridged from that story, that fake story, to tell us to buy his course. I thought it was hilarious. We both obviously knew it was fake. They left our radar.
They did a response to us, an hour-long response. So all of that, those lies that they were spewing about how, oh, we just got caught up on the moment. It was just, we let the fame get to our head. It was just acting as if like it was a one-time occurrence. No, back when they had 20, 30, 40,000 subscribers, they were acting the exact same way. So they did the exact same thing to us months ago. And the only reason why y'all finally took it down is because once y'all copyright strike us, y'all was like, they might retaliate, so we're going to go ahead and just remove that video from YouTube right now.
It has come to the internet's attention that these guys aren't who they say they are. They're promoting this lifestyle and this philosophy on relationships, women, and finances, but it turns out they're not even following what they're saying they believe in. So to be able to sell courses and not even truly practice those things is crazy. So the evidence is out on the internet, and we love to laugh at hypocrisy here on this channel, and it happens in all forms from all types of people. Fresh and Fit just happens to be one of them. You copyright striking 3 of our videos means that our channel could have gotten permanently terminated. For your reporting of our fair use reaction to your hypocrisy, you were willing to terminate our channel. You're the exact type of people we like to laugh at and make a point of. Because hopefully our audience never grows to become anything like you. People sit there and laugh because it is a disaster of a show they're watching. Every conversation is toxic and doesn't help propel anything forward but your own pockets. And the reality is the shit that you sell, you can't stand behind it. And if I was with you, if I was on the same par as you, the retaliation would be tough for you.
Trying to get money from desperate men who don't have sense or direction in their life. So what you're trying to do is prop yourself up on this pedestal, and as soon as people pull the fucking rug right underneath you all, because it's nothing but bullshit, as soon as people do that, now you're threatening termination of the entire channel. Hey, it's not my fault that you live a lie like that. I know y'all are insecure. It's crazy how y'all keep saying everybody, you're alpha, big alpha. But it's niggas like you all who always try to silence somebody and try to move things around. And we know y'all niggas are emotional because we saw how y'all react. In the original stream, y'all reacted to our reaction. So what? So now we can hit you with a strike because y'all reacted to us reacting? Being petty and emotional.
They left a comment?
Yeah, they left a comment. Bso's got it. Bso's got a screenshot. Hey guys, don't worry. We got all the bullshit that y'all left. They left it like, oh, we finally beat y'all. We finally caught up to y'all. We passed y'all subscribers. Y'all niggas emotional. Y'all children, bro. Those are 2 grown-ass children over there. I'm telling y'all, bro. And at some point, you're going to have to face reality. Walter's going to have to stop buying Instagram followers. He's going to have to stop going on sugar baby sites and believing that he's in a real relationship because he brought someone on a yacht.
Think about how nuts that is.
Which is nuts, right?
Lowe then exposes proof that Walter gave a woman half of all the money from Fresh and Fit super chats, was frequently sending her money on Venmo, and paying her bills. This completely contradicts Walter's red pill online persona. Walter tried to defend himself by saying this entire relationship with this woman was for a troll. But that absolutely makes no sense because no one knew about the extent of the relationship and he gave her real money. Walter being exposed for giving women money and calling it all a joke really hasn't aged well. In the past 2 years, he has been exposed for things like this over and over again. Recently in 2024, Walter just got exposed for allegedly getting a woman pregnant, which completely goes against his alpha male ideology. This pregnancy is what Myron was raging about at the beginning of the video. Myron says that he'll stand with Fresh until death, no matter what he's exposed for. Getting called out for hypocrisy yet again is what had Myron so triggered. Lowe also talks about how Fresh and Fit doesn't just silence other creators, they even silence their own fans. If fans question Fresh and Fit's ideologies on their official subreddit, their comments would get deleted, and then accounts would be banned. Fans had to then create a separate subreddit where they could speak freely. But if Fresh and Fit noticed anyone was a part of both subreddits, they would immediately ban them. Lowe goes on to expose proof of Walter buying tens of thousands of Instagram followers. This exposes Myron and Walter's hypocrisy when they say women do everything for attention and men don't. Myron and Walter accuse Playback of having no respect for their audience. But if Walter lied about a relationship for views, wouldn't he have no respect for his audience either? Instead of cowering to Fresh and Fit's fair tactics, Playback doubled and tripled down with more and more videos clowning Myron and Walter to show that they cannot be silenced and weren't scared of them at all. They also encouraged other channels to refuse to be silenced as well, but told them to just be cautious, seeing that Fresh and Fit was trying to terminate entire channels. On December 10th, 2021, Playback uploaded another video called Fresh and Fit, Your Plan Backfired. In this video, they come to the defense of Abba and Preach, another YouTube duo similar to Playback. They talk about how Abba and Preach got hit with 20 copyright strikes from Fresh and Fit, and this happened to a ton of other channels as well. Before this entire copyright strike situation, Fresh and Fit had a stream bullying and violating Abba and Preach, and making comments about Preach's significant other. Fresh and Fit then made a video apologizing to Abba and Preach, but after Abba and Preach reacted to this apology video, they were hit with 20 copyright claims from Fresh and Fit. These claims were obviously false because Fresh and Fit's lawyer claimed that 50 minutes of content was stolen per video, but Abba and Preach's videos were no longer than 15 minutes. Their lawyer also said content was stolen at timestamps 16 minutes to 15 minutes. Unless Abba and Preach were time travelers, this made absolutely no sense. YouTube contacted Abba and Preach to let them know that their content was protected under fair use and wouldn't be deleted. deleted. YouTube also contacted Fresh&Fit to let them know that if they kept submitting false copyright strikes and claims, their channel would be punished. In the video, Agent and Low also talk about how Fresh&Fit are complete hypocrites because they react to other people's content on their own channel and podcasts all of the time, including RDC World, Mr. Beast, and many other big creators. They also react to Fresh&Fit saying that everyone is just jealous of their success and how they help young men. Agent and Low say that they would never want to be like them, and all of their videos about male self-improvement have way less views than the videos of them throwing women off of the set. So they are only lying to themselves if they think people actually watch them for advice and not to see OnlyFans models clowned on.
Think about it, I've never been on a yacht.
Yeah, I've never been on a yacht.
I'm jealous, dog.
I'm jealous that you took a girl on a yacht and paid her electric bill. I'm jealous, nigga. You're right, bro.
I'm
jealous of you, nigga.
I wish that was me, man.
Man, I wish, bro.
Can you imagine someone criticized me? I was like, you're just so fucking jealous. You're not agent.
And then you admit that you were wrong, and you're still saying, I think it's just jealous. That's all it is.
Go on their channel, and they react to other people's content all the time without asking them for permission before.
Oh, and that's my guy!
That's your guy,
That's
right?
my guy, Mark, right there. Oh my God! So if we just throw out copyright claims just like that, let me make a call real quick.
Facts, nigga, right? Because you definitely didn't get his approval for that. Clip 4. This is Squid Games.
You reacted to the Netflix show?
They reacted to Squid Games. Are you fucking dumb, bro?
YouTube sees this, and they reply, "Hi, lawyer. We are concerned that some of the information in your takedown request may be fraudulent. Please understand that YouTube receives a large number of fraudulent copyright takedown requests, and we take that abuse of that process very seriously." And then they cite a court case where they fuck somebody up for doing it. Then they say, "We remind you to take this seriously and make sure you get it done. If we don't receive a detailed explanation from you within 7 days, your YouTube account may be terminated."
But it somehow gets worse. But let's see if they redacted it, dog.
The lawyer says, "Each of the videos in question either uses a significant section of our client's content, Fresh&Fit, pulled directly from their videos on YouTube channel, or if it lifted their entire videos from their YouTube channel. Furthermore, we believe that these videos in question are all being used for commercial purposes without alteration, which necessarily defeats any fair use exceptions to copyright infringement." Hey, the lawyer's getting paid.
Hey, y'all niggas got scammed, nigga. That's fucking crazy. Dumbass Marvin, like, no, we done this, we done it, we lawyering up. Hey, Fresh got fucking finessed by a fucking woman, like, literally, like, 2 weeks ago. Here's Myron dumbass getting finessed by the goddamn lawyers. Hey, y'all dumbasses hired somebody as an attorney that's literally about to get your fucking channel terminated. Y'all are the dumbest niggas I have ever fucking seen.
Respect freedom of speech. You should be this motivated to censor people, especially people that have the same job as you. You are a content creator. But why are you so anxious to censor?
We know why.
We know why.
No, but like, because it's not a copyright issue. We all know it's not really a copyright issue. It's a censorship issue. And so y'all censoring us, y'all censoring other content creators, y'all are censoring people in your own subreddit, and then y'all are also censoring people in your own chat. Y'all are just trying to remove any evidence. And y'all censoring yourself. Y'all actually remove videos that had video evidence of it. So y'all are literally trying to just get rid of everything that proves that you all are not who y'all say y'all are.
On January 8th, 2022, Playback uploaded a video reacting to Fresh&Fit talking about how they don't date black women and spreading blatant racist generalizations. This is another example of Fresh&Fit's hypocrisy because Myron and Walter's main argument about women is that women are so terrible because they only want to date men who have a certain amount of money and won't look outside of that preference. So add preferences to the long list of double standards in Fresh&Fit's gender ideology. Having preferences is fine, but you don't have to take it this far and insult an entire group of people to make your point. And that goes for men and women. Agent talks about how women don't have to generalize all men based on wealth, and men don't have to generalize all women based on race. Myron and Walter say that they, quote, don't dabble in the black, aren't down with the brown, aren't night riders, and don't date Shaniquas or Laquishas. Agent and Low talk about how Fresh&Fit only surround themselves with stereotypically obnoxious women, and it has nothing to do with their race. Fresh&Fit continuously choose to only talk to women from the Miami Strip and sugar baby websites, and then complain about women not being classy or respectable, which is completely counterintuitive. Fresh&Fit is the best case of cognitive dissonance I've ever seen. Basically, it makes no sense to keep debating about how terrible modern women are when the women you're basing this opinion off of are the same OnlyFans models, porn stars, strippers, and sugar babies they constantly surround themselves with. If you aren't chronically online, actually leave your house and get off of Tinder and sugarbaby.com, there's plenty of respect respectable women out there for you today. Playback also talks about how Fresh and Fit claim to be a male self-improvement podcast, but all their videos that actually talk about male self-improvement have way less views than their videos spazzing on the women sitting with them or throwing them out of the studio.
But to sit here and to cast like horrible characteristic traits to an entire race of people is.
But what else they say?
Annoying, loud, ghetto. To sit there and to cast those type of characteristic traits amongst a race of people when the way that you all meet women are in ways in which those type of characteristic traits will be more common, because you all don't meet high class women on Miami strips because those type of women are always trying to seek validation. They're trying to seek eyes. They're trying to. There's just those are not the standard women. They're just not. Those are not. They sit here and to say like, hey, all the women that I meet in the strip club, those are the.
They're so annoying and ratchet.
And why are they always shaking their ass?
Oh
like,
my
I just
God.
don't get it. And in both places, they produce women who probably aren't of the highest ilk in many regards. Doesn't make any sense to then say, hey, all women who fit under this race now are based off of the limited experiences I had. It doesn't make any sense.
You know, sometimes if they're, red bone, but like in general, me and Fresh don't dabble in the dark, if you know what I'm saying. Yep.
It's so odd to see black people say that.
Yeah, no, I don't know what it is about that. Something
like,
that just threw me off.
Like this nigga Fresh legitimately looks like Uncle Ruckus right now. Like you're Uncle Ruckus, nigga. Y'all Uncle Tom ass niggas. Y'all, I don't understand how y'all niggas are people of color and y'all sitting here saying that about black women.
We get on this channel and we're like, bro, you're looking in the wrong places. Yeah, they be looking in the
yes,
you're looking
all
on
the time.
sugar baby websites and Miami strip clubs and fucking lounges. Where what do you think you're gonna find the same type of person regardless of their race? You telling this lady here that she's not like other black women is not a fucking compliment to her.
So the idea that you all then can just cast this ridiculous shadow of unwarranted characteristics amongst an entire race of women is ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense because they have white women on their show who do ghetto, ratchet shit all the time. The level of self-hate is outrageous right now. Nigga, it's crazy.
Like, you don't have to shit on somebody to just talk about who you prefer, dog. It's not necessary.
Also calling them, I don't dabble in the brown or night riders and stuff like that.
Yeah, bro.
It's
I can
crazy.
say I'm into light-skinned women, and I can say
But
that
just
without
leave
being
it at
like,
that. Just
you don't
leave
have
it
to
at that.
say like, because dark-skinned women, you know how they get. They're super aggressive. Like, you stop casting your projections on entire groups of people, bro.
To sit here and say that is crazy, especially the way that y'all meet women.
Yeah, bro.
You were just getting finessed by a white woman like two months ago,
And
nigga.
For some reason.
On May 22nd, 2022, Playback uploaded Fresh and Fit explain why men can cheat but women can't. In the video they are reacting to, Fresh and Fit repeatedly tried to disrespect a female radio host on her own show and try to get her in a gotcha moment over and over again. Fresh and Fit start off by saying that if a woman posts inappropriate pictures online while in a committed relationship, she's cheating on her significant other, which is honestly understandable. I mean, it's not cheating, but it would probably make the majority of men uncomfortable. But it goes both ways. I'm pretty sure if I started posting thirst traps on my community tab, my wife wouldn't be too happy about it. I saw someone say that 80% of what Fresh and Fit say is valid, but people focus on the 20% to hate on them. First off, I think it's a lot more like 2% of their arguments are valid. Also, I saw another person say that it only takes a tiny drop of rat poisoning in fresh water to be deadly. So Fresh and Fit doesn't get a pass for making a couple of valid arguments once in a blue moon. On the radio show, it only takes a few seconds for Fresh and Fit to completely abandon talking about the topic at hand, which is what's acceptable to post on social media while in a relationship, and move on to doing what they actually are famous for, which is trying to dunk on women. Myron goes on to keep cutting off the host to talk about how all men want quantity, aka as many women as possible, and all women want quality, aka the one best man possible. Lone Agent talk about how dumb it is that Myron constantly generalizes all men and all women to fit his narrative and sell his course. Myron also gets extremely passionate and emotional talking about how no man wants a woman who posts on social media. But again, if you actually believe this, why is he constantly surrounding himself with IG models, OF models, strippers, and sugar babies? The exact type of women he claims to hate. This is exactly why people now call them fresh and fraud and stretched and and shit. Lo also talks about how if Myron doesn't think it's right for women to have quote unquote high mileage, then why did he say in a previous video that he requires the women he dates to have sex with him on the first or second date? They also talk about how Myron says women do everything for attention and men don't. But if this was the case, why was Walter, his own co-host, constantly buying chains, yachts, and flexing on Instagram to his paid followers? Myron also says that since men usually make more money in a relationship, the woman should go along with any of his requirements, even if she doesn't agree with them. If Myron stopped being chronically online, getting random statistics from TikTok, and surrounding himself with yes women, he'd realized how dumb he sounds. Agent ends off by saying that Fresh and Fit will just say whatever it takes to sell their online course and sell young men a dream that even they themselves know is a false reality. The average woman would never go for this one-sided open relationship Fresh and Fit promote their fans to have. They encourage their fans to live in a way that they don't even live by. They'll tell their teenage and early 20-year-old fans who have probably never had a successful long-term relationship that it's okay to cheat on your girlfriend with hundreds of different women if you make more money than her, because the kings of the past have been doing it since the beginning of time. But what percentage of all men who have ever lived were kings? And how many of the men who buy Fresh and Fit's course will ever achieve that top 1% status? Fresh and Fraud aren't even in that income bracket. To be in the top 1%, you have to have a net worth of at least $43 million. Myron's net worth is $600,000 to $1.5 million. He obviously is rich, but I'm just saying that maybe Myron should focus on becoming the king of the country before he tries to live like one in a relationship, and encourage all of his fans to do the same. It's also really ironic that Myron calls the host emotional and says she lets her emotions cloud her brain when he's the one trying to terminate entire YouTube channels just for disagreeing with him.
Let me ask you a question. Are men and women equal?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
No, we're not at all.
It's a trap.
What are you laughing at?
No, I'm laughing because you're not letting me finish. So my point is this. My point is simply this. Men, that's how men view relationships with women. They might not admit this, but men are territorial with their women. This is why women that are promiscuous have a very difficult time getting men to commit to them, because men don't want to be with women that other men have been with, or they don't want a girl that has high mileage. That's why when you went to the dealership, you paid full price for that vehicle, brought it back home, and then someone said, hey, I want to still be able to see her or whatever. You got a point of contention with that. Why? Because you paid full price for the vehicle and you feel like you're getting used and abused when you put all the money down. That's how men view relationships and marriage with women.
Can I now say something? Women sometimes feel the same way. We could be in a relationship with a man who's gorgeous and he's posting shirtless tops on Instagram, and we feel like, oh, that, you know, that's a thirst trap, right? You're wanting attention. So why is it different? You just think it's okay for a guy to do it, but not okay for a girl to do it because you're territorial.
Here's the thing. You're letting your feelings, right, get in the way of understanding.
I'm not.
And the thing is, this nigga's so dumb. She asked a very simple question. The same thing I just sat here and said. If a man is doing something also for attention, would it not be the same premise that you're talking about? Then this nigga just sat there and said, you're just being emotional at this point. I can't fucking hear you. She said it already, nigga. These are the same two bozos who got upset about talking about, oh, I don't want my relationship is transactional. That's what they say. I want fire and desire, passion. That's what they fucking said. So if y'all are the same bozos who believe that by their ideology, why would you even talk about women in a manner in which you're owning them? It doesn't make any sense at all. But no, she's not emotional. She actually asked you a very legitimate question about if the premise of why you're posting the pic on Instagram, male or woman, is about trying to get attention, then what does it matter? It still will be cheating. But this nigga fucking so blue-pilled out his fucking mind, so purple-pilled out his mind, this nigga don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. The shit they say sounds nice, but when you stop and really think about the shit they saying, it don't really add up. Can't have high mileage. You just can't have high mileage. But this is the same nigga who's saying that if I go out with you, I need to have sex on the first or second date. This nigga got me fucked up. He don't know I'm about to get bitch straight to my alpha mode, nigga. See, us as alphas, nigga. When we sit here, when we do things, it's not for attention. It's logic. Literally, your co-host does a bunch of shit for attention. The amount of chains he buys, and the amount of Lambos that he buys, and yachts that he puts women on, all that shit is for attention. If that's what you want to do, fine, fuck it, nigga. Fuck it.
Here's the thing: men and women are not the same. Women like attention, men want sex. That's how it is. So when a girl's out there advertising herself, it's not the same as when a man is advertising himself, because a man's not going to get nearly the same amount of attention. And then on top of that, men of status, men that are attractive, that have money. Hey, it's just exercising options. My thing is, a man is capable of having sex with other women while still loving his girl the same. So it's not that big a deal. It is a big deal. If your girl's out here and are fielding options, if your woman's out here fielding options, that's an issue.
Oh, sorry. So
he just wants like a one-sided open relationship.
Yes, that's what he wants. Then just say that. Nigga, how do you get the sex outside of grabbing the attention from women?
You're actually saying that in a relationship, it's okay for men to go and explore other options, but we have to be happy with you and not explore options.
Absolutely. Close on your end, open on my end, and I think there should be honest between the two.
That's crazy. I agree to that.
You can't just go throwing that thing around and women sit at home waiting for you to come home, to smell the juice of another woman on you.
Strong, powerful men right, that had money and status were always able to have hordes of women. Look at Hugh Hefner. Look at Dan Bilzerian. Look at kings. Look at sultans of past. This is what women do. Women are attracted to men.
Mate, bro, I spoke to Dan. I spoke to Dan Bilzerian. I'm sick of you asking to finish your long, boring answers that are the same answer every time we ask you a question. Even Dan Bilzerian last week told me to my face, yeah, so fucking what, clown? Here you are on the show. I can turn you off as well. Just turn these clowns off. See you fellas. Grow up. Bring us back when you're 30 and you've got half a brain. You're not running around being led by your own dicks. Bye-bye. See you later. Turn them off. Well, Jesus Christ. Now, these guys, I didn't mind having them on. Yes, we asked them to come on the show. Grow up, bro. Grow up. Even Dan Bilzerian said he's so lonely because the rooting around and the parties are fun, but the guy's lonely.
Enough of them, bro.
He did. Once people go outside and actually start dating and stuff, like you're not gonna live the things that like Fit podcast told you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna live none of that stuff. You're gonna realize that a real relationship is give and take, and that like it's not transactional, and that you'll most definitely have issues. In any situation, whether it's with friends, whether you're in a relationship, whether with your parents, you should be willing to do the most for the people around you because that's what a good person is.
But even if we were to live by the ideology that they subscribe to, they're still talking about a finite amount of men.
Bro, they're talking about 0.0001%.
Even when they say the kings and very wealthy men back in the day, like all of those are very, very, very small amount of men. So to even try to articulate an argument based off of a lifestyle that like 1% of men live by,
and it's definitely not your audience.
It's clearly not your audience.
Is not living that.
Because if it was your audience, then them niggas wouldn't be tuning in because they would be actually living their life. They wouldn't be tuning in. But furthermore, the only reason why those men believe the things that they try to tell them is because, like he just said, bro, they've never been in a real relationship.
After this video, there was a huge boom in red pill content on the internet, and new red pill creators were popping up every single day. Playback began reacting to creators like Andrew Tate, Sneeko, Just Pearly Things, and many more. From time to time, if Fresh&Fit got really insane, Playback would react. Also during this time, sometime in 2022, Lowe's ex-girlfriend exposed him for cheating on her. I was honestly confused why everyone thinks that she was Lowe's wife, but I realized the marriage rumors started when Myron called her Lowe's wife on Fresh&Fit. Myron thought he was going to get Lowe canceled with this stream, but it didn't work. See, unlike Myron and Walter, Lowe actually took accountability for his actions and admitted when he did something wrong. A lot of Playback fans think Lowe has never addressed his cheating, but he has on multiple occasions. Here are some of the times he addressed it. In this clip, Agent confirms that Lowe was not married to the woman he cheated on, which is still not okay, but I'm just clarifying that since the rumor Myron started is that Lowe cheated on his wife. But at this point in the video, we should know Myron is a liar who does anything for views, so we shouldn't be all that surprised.
Should I really give it up? I ain't gonna lie, bro. When I cheated, bro, part of me was like, I guess I really do want to be selfish, bro. Like when I sat back and I thought about it for a while, I was like, bro, in those moments, I just wanted to be selfish, and I was with somebody that I guess I wanted to be selfish. You know what I'm saying?
It's selfish, but like, I don't think what you did with this situation is completely different.
Also, you don't tell me if you cheat. Don't tell me.
This is 20 years of commitment. The difference is like, first of all, you didn't say anything. So but like, you weren't married, nor did you have kids. Once you get married and have kids, like, you're
20 years.
You're like this forever. I don't give a fuck how you try.
Even before this Playback video, Lowe addressed everything on episode 258 of the Peer-to-Peer podcast, which was posted on January 6, 2023. Instead of being like Fresh&Fit and blaming the woman, Lowe says that he didn't communicate enough and mismanaged his own emotional lows in the relationship. Lowe also talks about how he doesn't want people to put him on a pedestal and think he thinks he's perfect just because he talks about other people on Playback. He also says that EDP is the only creator he's ever criticized who he doesn't think can redeem themselves in the future, which is true because even when he reacts to Fresh&Fit, he tries to see both sides and give them the benefit of the doubt.
I did cheat. It was 4 times. It was not a Kroger associate, but I don't really think any of that really matters. People also ask me why I cheated. That also doesn't really matter at all because it's just bad decisions. It's not the right thing to do, and so I don't want people to think that like there's a way to justify it or anything like that. Don't cheat. Don't do what I did. It's not good. I know many of you probably don't follow me on Twitter or follow what I do on Twitter, but I did address it there. The reason why I didn't address it on Playback is because I felt like that would be kind of weird. It'd be kind of forced, also polished. It is something that is more of a natural conversation to be had. So the podcast kind of is a better situation, like better channel for me to talk about it. Also, my other channels I'm talking about like the NBA type shit. So that don't make no sense. And the reason why we didn't do a podcast earlier, we had guests. Everything is kind of set in stone. So we already had a schedule already set in place. So
just trying to help my young brothers out.
Why? I plead the fifth because it's still, even though I think there's some of the details, it's still.
No, why did you do it?
Oh, I will argue because I just mismanaged lows in the relationship.
When you say lows, you mean lows in the relationship?
Yeah,
lows like lows and highs.
Your name is Low. I was confused for a second.
I think I mismanaged my alter ego.
Low didn't cheat.
No, I just
Marcellus. Marcel's a bad guy.
Why not just end it?
I think a lot of that was easier. It's easier in a moment. It's easier said than done. Or also, I actually a better way to answer is that I should have been just more direct and concise. The lack of communication was definitely there, but I should have just been more direct and concise.
Any advice for young black men, inner city kids that are struggling? You know,
I would highly advise kind of just knowing who you are and what you want in a relationship before trying to get in one serious. A lot of that just comes with dating, but just being honest with yourself and communicating with your partner.
When Low addresses his cheating, he's 100% authentic and doesn't try to convince the world that his entire past relationship was all just for a troll or blame it on feminism and the Matrix. Cheating is obviously a terrible thing, but because Low actually takes accountability and is honest, he's not a hypocrite like Myron and Walter. This is why Low is able to maintain his fan base. Just look at this comment section from a Playback fan. Shout out to Low for bringing up his infidelity, to be honest. I haven't always been a faithful dude myself, and accountability is important. Low didn't even have to bring up his cheating, but he chose to anyways. This shows that he takes accountability, which ironically, taking accountability is the sign of a true high-value man, according to the manosphere. When Low shares things about his personal life, he actually tells the truth, and he doesn't talk about his life to sell an online course. Again, I don't condone what Low did, but it's not like he didn't joke about his wandering eyes on a lot of their videos. On March 31st, 2023, in a video called Fresh and Fit, Is This Funny to Y'all?, Playback reacted to Myron and Walter joking around and laughing with a guest on the podcast about how he gang R-worded and ran trains on white women. This guest, Charleston White, also publicly says that he advocates for R-wording women as well as verbally, mentally, psychologically, and physically abusing women. Low talks about how a lot of men in the manosphere will blame the women if she gets R-worded, but then do things like this, joking around on a podcast about men luring women into a trap to do things with multiple men.
I don't understand like how we get to this point where like you're laughing with somebody who's talking and who's openly
You know what it feels like?
about that.
It feels like they're afraid to say anything in opposition to him.
But I've been saying it about the red pill, or at least some people in the manosphere for the last year now. They just don't like conflict amongst other men. This is like such a layup of like a, hey, we should probably not talk about stuff like that.
Fuck that. Just
Hey,
correct him. Like no, nigga.
no, that wasn't cool. But instead, you're like, oh my god, choo choo, oh my goodness, choo choo.
It's one thing. They laughed about it crazy. They found a way to justify it crazy.
Like no pushback at all. I just don't understand the concept of no pushback. And the problem is that Fresh and Fit and many people like in the manosphere, they're constantly like advocating around this idea that like when it comes to women in these type of situations, they for whatever reason just like oh no, it's not as bad as y'all make it out to be. It's actually your fault. You need to be surrounded with some men who can protect you. Like you can actually avoid this whole concept. But then like you have a man who is openly telling you like this is what we used to do back in the day. We used to just convince women to come in here and they thought they were fucking one guy, and then all of a sudden we just have 7 other niggas in there. And now all of a sudden, because the woman didn't say no to that, realistically speaking now, oh, it's really your fault. You should have just said no. Like, come on, nigga, stop.
After this, Playback even tried to be unbiased towards Fresh and Fit. For example, when Fresh and Fit and Sneeko called out Rollo Tomasi for grifting by saying that all men should get a vasectomy in their early 20s in order to be a high-value man, Fresh and Fit and their panel obviously disagreed with this insane statement. This is an example of when the content on the Fresh and Fit podcast is right 2% of the time, so I'll give them that. But in this instance, Sneeko was the one making the valid points on the Fresh and Fit podcast, while Myron and Walter were just sitting in the back, saying nothing and letting Sneeko talk. So this is really an example of Sneeko having a sound argument, not Myron and not Walter. In 2022 and 2023, it seemed like Fresh and Fit fell off of a lot of people's radars as bigger red pill creators started to get more spotlight and surpass Fresh and Fit in the media. Because of this, Fresh and Fit started to get desperate, and that's how we ended up with Myron wearing a KKK hood on stream. On August 20th, 2023, Playback uploaded our final message to Fresh and Fit. In this video, they cover Fresh and Fit being kicked out of the YouTube partner program. Agent talks about how he doesn't celebrate the downfall of Fresh and Fit, or anyone's downfall, but the YouTube partner program is a privilege, not a right. Some people might disagree with Fresh and Fit being demonetized, but at the end of the day, YouTube is a private company. YouTube profits when content is ad-friendly, and they can do whatever they want to maintain their business structure. Low talks about the irony in the fact that a channel who abused its power to try to get other channels terminated got demonetized. He also says that Fresh and Fit should have been demonetized for violating TOS a long time ago. Spreading anti-Semitism, misogyny, and racism wasn't the only thing Fresh and Fit did to violate TOS. Low exposes that Fresh and Fit reached 1 million subscribers by advertising a giveaway for a free PS5, AirPods, a Rolex, and a free trip to their studio in Miami. Inflating your subscriber count in this way is against TOS. Agent talks about how Fresh and Fit are trying to make a sob story about how now they can't spread male empowerment. But in reality, their podcast was mainly inviting OnlyFans models on to make fun of them. And instead of Fresh and Fit fans leaving the podcast with their lives transformed with positive advice, hundreds of thousands of them would immediately go and subscribe to the OnlyFans models that were on the podcast and make those models millions of dollars. They also talk about how Fresh and Fit recently adopted a new strategy for views. They moved from mainly being misogynist to being right-wing conspiracy theorists. And even if they somehow claim to have pure intentions of helping young people, in the process of all of this, they have inspired hundreds of other copies of them to pop up, who don't have pure intentions and just want to be controversial because it's profitable. Lowe says that the biggest reason why he despises Fresh and Fit is because for years they profited off of desperate men, and he doesn't feel like they provided enough value to these desperate men aside from allowing their fans to escape reality while watching their podcast, and then give those same women money on OnlyFans as soon as the podcast ended.
Yo, man, y'all ain't got the news, man. Fresh and Fit seem like they're over with. YouTube finally stepped in, demonetized the entire channel, so that means that they cannot make any more money on their videos or even receive stream donations. Can't even receive stream donations either, man.
Yeah.
So they're now taking their show. Seems like they're taking on Rumble full time. And looks like it is over for Fresh and Fit. Oh, man, what a journey this was, man. And
So why you saying
no,
that?
I'm just saying it was such a hard fought battle. They really was trying to save us. And who's gonna look after men on YouTube now that they're not here, man? Oh man, y'all niggas are sick, bro.
You know that there's gonna be a fucking huge surplus of betas.
Yeah,
without them on YouTube, nigga. Like,
I don't know what they're gonna do, bro.
You got producers and you got people who get guests and shit like that. All those people need to get paid. And so when they stop getting paid, you start losing those people, and now things begin to get harder. Things begin to get slower, and you have to start doing a little bit more of that work yourself, which shouldn't be a problem because they're trying to guide these young men, so it should be worth it.
It should be a passion project.
It's
all worth it at the end of it, man.
Yeah, it has to be because they're really passionate about it.
Very passionate about it.
Like, what ways would you say they guided men the best?
One, away from these whores. That, I mean, these 304s, baby mama drama, the Shaniquas, you know, dabble in the brown, those black women. They definitely guided them away from that. Dodging accountability. They dodge accountability. I mean, peak level dodging.
Deflection 101.
We can't forget about like the good credit videos. How to build credit. Oh, for sure.
As long as it's accurate, it's useful information. Like, that stuff everybody should know.
And that's stuff that they were saving the men.
I'm being dead ass though, bro.
Yeah, I'm being dead ass too. Who's gonna tell men how to build their credit now that they're not here, bro?
I shouldn't be admitting this, but saving children, right? That was great. But saving you guys is better.
I can't feel sorry for
them. So that's where I was going.
Yeah, I can't feel sorry for these niggas. Because they were unapologetic in their wrath whenever they felt like they could use their power to fuck other people over.
So they were purposely trying to get rid of other people's channels a year ago. We're all sitting here making fun of Jewish people. Y'all were and
that monkey shit was crazy.
Then I'm gonna say, then y'all did the whole monkey shit. Even though I know Myron was on Rumble with the KKK thing on and doing all that stuff, y'all did that as well. God forbid all the things that y'all do about women and stuff like that, and misogyny, etc., etc. It's the Matrix, and y'all just want to get rid of them. No, there's several things that they were doing that many other content creators didn't say a fucking thing about. And they were doing the whole numbers talk. Oh, we about to lap you niggas and da-da-da-da. And they lost a bunch of subscribers in the process. And then it became stagnant in their subscriber count. You know what these niggas did? Against TOS. They're a third-party entity. If you hit subscribe and you follow us here, you da-da-da-da-da, then you enter yourself into the giveaway.
Niggas don't hear about Fresh and Fit in all reality outside of their core audience unless y'all making monkey sounds or doing some other wild shit. Yeah. Like, nothing you say is, like, transformative enough to, like, and you can sit there and pretend like you're a net positive for the world, but, bro, look at your audience, bro. Your audience doesn't even believe in the things that y'all preach. But they will bring OnlyFans models on there, sit there, make fun of them the entire time, and then y'all fans will go and subscribe to those OnlyFans. They'll make tens of thousands off your fans.
Yep.
So as much money as you make from your fans, they make money from your fans too, bro.
Accountability is the top of the priority list, things that men should be culpable for. But for whatever reason, every single time something happens with them, it's the Matrix, it's society, it's this feminist mindset that is captivating everybody, that's pushing us down.
The Matrix is absolutely attacking.
And so, that is probably the biggest reason why I despise you all, because again, I don't think that the platform really provided enough value to these men instead of allowing them to escape from reality for a moment's time through your lives, berate and bash women. And as soon as a live went off, they went back to living their miserable lives. We noticed because those same men will bash women and then go give them money on their OnlyFans.
After this, Playback said that they really didn't feel like reacting to Fresh and Fit anymore, because at this point, it was all just nonsense. But because of repeated DMs from subscribers and a high demand from their fans to cover Myron calling Abba and Preach a bunch of racial slurs on June 2nd, 2023, they uploaded Fresh and Fit are blanks for this. In this video, Myron says a list of racial slurs and other slurs as well, and makes monkey noises, or as he calls them, R slur noises. Low exposes a laundry list of things that show how hypocritical Myron is. For example, being overly emotional and sensitive, doing anything for attention, and not using their free speech on Rumble for male self-improvement advice, but using it to hurl racial slurs. Agent also says that Myron went from the guy who would try to dunk on women any chance he gets to the guy who makes racist monkey noises when someone disagrees with him.
Even necessary, but we haven't really covered Fresh and Fit because we know that they're buffoons, and we're not going to sit here and lower ourselves to converse with them. And so after they did this whole, I guess, hit piece on Abba and Preach, it then took a completely crazy turn where I don't know why, but Fresh and Fit start running around making monkey noises and calling Preach and Abba monkeys. How dare you make a video about Myron? Sensitive. Actually, that's massive.
Yeah, that's a very sensitive. That's a good point.
Wow.
That's very masculine of you, huh?
That's
that masculine sensitivity.
Wow. That's actually very unmasculine of you, Myron, to be that deadass. To be that sensitive.
Only way that you can deal with these idiots is you can't out-logic them. You have to just clown them. That's what I figured out after everything, because they're going to always take things out of context. So you know what? You want to call me a racist? Let me put this on and roast you motherfuckers. You are monkeys. That's how you got to go with them.
Wow, that's one way to go.
That's one logic.
I don't know if that's the best way, but it's a way.
Of course, Nico. Pearl rolls out. Oh, come on.
No!
We're down. Let's go.
No.
Let's go. We're down for what happened.
Let's do it.
I don't know. Why do I feel like we're just moving in a direction where things continue to be divided? And the craziest part is majority of us is not on either of the extreme.
Majority of us is in the middle. This is weird.
This is great. Like, deranged describes it perfectly. This is deranged. This is not comedy. This is unfunny. Don't ever compare yourself to a goat ever again, nigga. You're not touching even the worst comedian on an open mic that just fucking started, nigga. Let alone comparing yourself to one of the greatest shows in television history.
And y'all thought that we were overreacting, and some of y'all thought that it was just that one time, or y'all bought into this lie that they said, you know, it was one time we got caught up in the fame. No, that's just who these niggas are. They were responding this way back when they had 50K. They responded this way, and when they were going to Abba and Preach, and here we are now when they have 1 million, and they still are responding this way. Because if you're supposed to be red pill, you should be seeking the truth, and you should be challenging these things. And that's the only thing I continue to get off. But don't grift like Pearl and then pop in and out of frame whenever you decide to catch this wave of clout by participating in whatever they want to participate in. Because at that point, that's actually not red pill. That's literally the opposite of it. You're just caught up in the numbers and the fame. This is just weird. It's weird behavior. I've never seen nobody do this before in my life. Somebody of this stature and builds a lot to his name, just potentially just throw it away is crazy.
That's what it feels like he just did. Throw it away.
He just threw that away just for what?
And you previously, I guess, were the nigga that would get women on there and just dunk on him, but now you're kind of the nigga that make those sounds.
yeah, you're the guy who decided when you had the opportunity on another platform to say whatever you wanted to say, this is what you decided to do.
By September 2nd, 2023, Fresh and Fit was getting more desperate for attention than ever before. On this day, in a video called Fresh and Fit are getting really desperate, Playback reacted to Myron saying that women's votes shouldn't count unless she works for the military or is in some type of government service. And if a man works at McDonald's, his vote shouldn't count either. Up until this point, Myron claimed to not be a grifter, but I think he got so desperate that he threw all of that out of the window and joined the club with just pearly things. But by the end of the video, you can see that Myron is not grifting. He generally backs what he says 100%. Agent talks about how if it wasn't already obvious enough before, now it should be abundantly clear that everything Myron does is for clicks and not male self-improvement. One of the hosts interviewing Myron and Walter talks about how a lot of men love to watch OnlyFans content and look at pictures pictures of IG models and demand sex on the first date, but then call the same modern women who provide these things worthless. And it's just a vicious cycle. Walter's response to this is so hard to listen to that Agent wants to shut off the video before it melts his brain. Myron then claims that allowing women to vote promotes communism in the United States because women tend to vote for Democrats who promise to give to everyone instead of only the best people. Lowe ends by saying that Myron's ideology and Fresh and Fit's own fans wouldn't be able to vote because they prey on desperate low-income young men. He also says that Myron is constantly reiterating that men have had more power in society than women since the beginning of time. But in the same breath, Myron constantly blames women for ruining society so much so that their right to vote should be taken away. Myron himself admits that since such a small portion of women work for the government, only allowing these women to vote would strip the large majority of women's voting rights away.
I think women should have the ability to vote, and depending on what position they hold, if they're in the military and they're some type of government service, if then I think absolutely their vote should count all the way. But if it's just a female, she doesn't have any type of civil service or anything else like.
Like, what? It's like the dumbest argument.
Yo, these niggas hate democracy.
Yeah, just
and
hate
the American flag in the background.
Just,
by that logic, should we also have standards for what type of man should be able to vote?
Oh no, that's what he says next.
Okay, good.
Then I think it should be, and this goes for the men too. Right, guys, certain guys shouldn't vote either. If you're working at McDonald's, etc., should your vote count all the way?
So then it's not a question.
Oh God, that's one of the craziest arguments
I've ever heard
in a very long time.
I've ever heard in my life, bro.
Why do they think working? Niggas dead believe making less money, it makes you less valuable. Your right as a human in this country constitutionally is to vote. They didn't say unless you work at a fast food restaurant or make less than $25 an hour, in which case you should be able to vote, bro. If you work security, if you work entry-level jobs, you can't vote, unfortunately. It's just executive, C-suite level, you know, niggas with Bugattis and stuff like that. Their votes are worth 10x.
God.
And if you got a Bugatti,
it depends on what you're driving, nigga. Yard space, the type of car you drive, nigga, your income, your savings, all that, bro. We need to know. You got a Bugatti, you get 10 votes. All right? If you got a Ferrari, Lamborghini, you get 9 votes. You got a Camry, my nigga.
Yeah.
You get half a vote. If you have anything past 2005, don't even show up to the booth. Nigga.
For men, 25 plus bodies gives you double the vote.
But if you ain't get no pussy, I don't want to hear your political views, nigga. I don't want to hear it. You ain't got no political views. If you can't get no pussy, nigga, so I don't know what to tell you, bro.
That's so deranged.
In your mind, women. It's a question of should people not engaged in civic duty vote?
Yes, but to be honest with it, let's keep it 1,000. That's gonna immediately put a majority of women as only half voters.
Right.
Exactly. So we just beat around the bush. I don't know why he just did all that. I don't know why you beating around the bush. You know what you wanted to say, my nigga. I don't know why you beating around the bush.
Oh, y'all niggas are trying to get clicks, bro.
Yeah, do you want to respond to that?
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills here, but I think part of the problem is that the view, I guess our views of women are so much different because when I think of a woman, I think of a woman who runs a household and raises children and does the most beautiful thing that you can possibly do. So I see so much inherent value in, I think,
which we agree is important.
Okay, but I kind of feel like what we're doing here is we've trained as men, women, we've incentivized certain behavior, and now we want to discount them because they're giving the men what they're asking for, which is OnlyFans, Instagram, ass shots. And then we're saying now suddenly that they're somehow less valuable.
Takes two to tango. Well, right. A lot of the stuff that we're seeing women do, it's like men
they're filling demand is all they're doing.
Well, we allow them to do this, so you are correct in that sense because as men we're leaders. But I will say this: if we're talking about votes here, women are more easily swayed. Now, there's an agenda, though. Of course, we can go deeper here, get more serious. But to be real here, men are at the helm of this because once again, we put certain policies in place, we allow things to happen, and as a result, the family is destroyed. Now, when it comes to women, obviously you're human beings as well. Equally, we're all human beings. But to be fair, when it comes to voting,
turn this shit off. The way he explains things really fucking pisses me off. Certain things you don't have to say, bro, because we all know that.
Well, we don't know now. We are humans. We are equal. Women are also humans, and they are equal. You know, the rhetoric that they spew, you might get confused sometimes, but
the way he talks, my brain can't help but just stop thinking. Like, it just tunes everything this fucking goober says out.
as well, equally, we're all human beings. But to be fair, when it comes to voting and political views, they can be swayed in any direction, which means by default you should vote.
But so
look, man, let's keep it
I don't know what he said. I tried so hard to vote. What did he say?
He's basically saying women are just more easily swayed because they're agreeable more. And because of that, then because they're more agreeable, then it's going to sway in the direction of women voting.
He should have just said that.
Tend to vote Democrat. They tend to vote for, hey, let's give everybody $1 versus giving the best person $1. They don't base their values a lot of times are not aligned with meritocracy. They want everyone to benefit, which is cool, I guess, if you like communism. But if you're a capitalistic guy, you want the best to succeed.
You like communism? They were just thinking about how they could destroy democracy a second ago.
Why this red pill or manosphere ideology just crumbles? Because especially the men who keep blaming women for things. If you all believe that men are the leaders in workforce, voting, and yada, yada, yada for majority of American history, then you would have to agree that men brought us to this point. It just feels like they're pandering to their audience because their audience, not the nigga with the Bugatti $1,000, $100,000 watch who just peels off on a whore who's not going to get hop in the car and then hop on the yacht. No, not that nigga. The nigga that's in y'all's chat who then after gets done slandering a woman on the show, then goes to her IG, goes to her OnlyFans, and then pays her money. Those niggas. And you all know for a fact that those niggas are y'all's audience.
Look, the reason why what they're saying doesn't make sense is because if they truly believe that men are leaders and should be responsible, everything that happens, a leader takes full responsibility for anything that happened, right? Then why are they blaming women 24/7 for their issues?
As of today, the majority of people have pretty much come to the general consensus that Fresh and Fit are clowns who will do anything for attention. In 2024, Agent and Low have taken a break from uploading on Playback, but from time to time, Agent will react to Fresh and Fit on his Twitch streams. And Low will react as well on his younger brother Omar's channel called Omezi. Recently, Walter was exposed for getting a woman pregnant, and Playback shared Omar's reaction with Low on their community tab. I really do miss the Playback channel because they haven't posted in 4 months, but I also hope that Agent and Low take all the time they need for themselves before coming back to the platform. They are also both still posting regularly to their other channels. There's a million rumors going around about why Playback is on a hiatus, but I personally don't believe any of them. For example, if Agent and Low had a falling out, Agent's channel wouldn't still be linked to the homepage of Low's basketball channel, and they wouldn't have shared Omar and Low's video to the Playback community tab a few weeks ago. I'll link Omar's channel in the description box below so we can help him reach 20,000 subscribers. On his channel, he keeps you guys up to date on everything going on in the manosphere and more. Also, the theory that Low doesn't want to do Playback because he was exposed for cheating doesn't really make any sense since they continued to post for a year after all of this happened. Agent and Low have also never publicly addressed why Playback is on a break, so I assume they'll return soon. If they were done forever, they would have announced that already, just like what they did with the peer-to-peer podcast. But thank you all so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe. I'll see you all in the next video.